Are you struggling with any workplace negativity? Today we're going to talk about the importance of having positive attitudes and positive culture in the workplace. Hi, I'm Amy Walker. I am a client acquisition specialist, and my job is to help you find the simplest, most succinct path to finding your dream client over and over again. Today, we're talking about positivity in the workplace. So I get it. We are human beings, and sometimes we have days when we're feeling more positive than others, but life and work and business just flows so much better when we have this context of a positive attitude, a positive vibe, a positive culture. So today we are going to do two things in this video. Number one, we're going to talk about the things that you need to have in place to support that positive attitude, positive culture. And then number two, I'm going to go over with you the things that you can do to kill that faster than anything else. Like, I'm going to give you the deal breakers that will destroy even the most positive of environments. So if you stay until the end, you'll have some good insights into both how you can create the positive culture and then what to root out so you can protect the positive culture. If you're new to the channel, I would love for you to subscribe. Please hit that bell notification so you can get notified every time we release new content, which is 3 times a week. So I don't think it's any secret that having a positive culture and a positive attitude at work is definitely better than having negatives. But I want to talk a little bit as we start off this video about why it's critical, not just nice, not just enjoyable, but why it is critical for your business. So if you are a small business owner and you've got a team, you know that a lot of work goes into hiring the right people, building a strong team. You know that losing that dream team member is like crushing. You know, that day when you get the letter from whoever that you love and adore that they're leaving, like your heart kind of sinks into a deep place and you have to pull yourself together. It's really I think one of the most critical parts of your business is having the right team in place. So the first reason why positive attitude is so critical is because great team members will leave because of a negative environment. And so if you have one person on your team that's got a super bad attitude and they're a pain to work with, it's not just affecting you, it's affecting your favorite team members. Every time you allow that negative attitude person to come into work, all of your best team members are suffering because you won't take control of that as the leader. So you're not being nice by letting that bad attitude continue. You're actually harming the people that you really want to be helping the most. So my first thing is you've got to protect the culture. If you're going to create an amazing team, you have to protect that culture, protect that synergy, protect that vibe by rooting out any kind of negativity that seeps its way in. Otherwise, you could lose your star player because of the one who's not a star player, and then you're stuck with the star player, but you don't have the great one to help balance them out, and nobody wants that. The second reason we want positive attitudes in the office is because it helps your good team members get better. A positive environment is one that really fosters growth. It's one that fosters ambition. It's one where people are invested in. I want you to just think of the different jobs that you've had where it was really positive and everyone got along well and you loved being there. Did you give your best? Did you work harder? Did you want to move up in the company? Did you want to stay there and be invested? Versus think about the jobs where it was like you were just surrounded by negative people and it was kind of the worst. You do not give your best in that environment. So if you're wanting to acquire good talent, that's one thing. If you're wanting to retain good talent and develop good talent, then positive attitude in the workplace is a must. It is non-negotiable. The third reason why you need a positive attitude in your office is because it allows you to be able to see possibility and grow. When we focus on the negatives, and there's a lot of negativity, what that is it's problem finding. So I always tell my team it's okay if you want to find problems as long as you come with solutions. But negativity is just problem finding. It's we have a problem here, and we have a problem here, and we have a problem here, and there's a problem here. Or they create problems, right? And so then you spend all of your time and energy managing problems instead of building solutions. So if you want your team to grow, you want your business to grow, you want innovation, you want new ideas, That only comes from positive thinking, because when you're in positive thinking, you see possibility, you see opportunity, you see places where we can do better and where we can grow, versus when you're looking at negativity, all you see is the problem. The negative lens is the lens of problems, and either you're creating it or you're just finding it. So this is a big thing that as you shift your culture in the office and within you as well, from, we have all these problems, so many things wrong, and you shift into your business going, like there's so many opportunities in front of you, you will naturally start to generate more growth, which I know you all want. Because if you don't want it, like, why are you doing business? You want growth. So hopefully at this point you are convinced that you do want a positive attitude, you do want a positive culture. Now let's talk about the things that kill the positive vibe. These are like little termites that will sneak in and infest and corrode every positive, great thing that you build within your team. So we have to be extremely careful to identify them and to make adjustments quickly. First thing that kills positivity is throwing people under the bus. So we have a policy in my company that we do not throw each other under the bus. So if a mistake is made and a client comes to us and they are unhappy with a mistake that has been made, the company will apologize. The company will do what we can to make it right, but there will never be an individual that is called out in front of the client. That's really important, because what it does is it helps us to know that we all have each other's backs, and that it gives us permission to innovate, to create, and to try new things, knowing that if we make a mistake as a team, we will all come together and we will present a united front in front of the customer. When that doesn't happen, if you've ever been thrown under the bus, you know that it just erodes trust so quickly. If they made you the scapegoat and they put you out in front as the person of blame, whether you deserved it or not, you no longer trust all those people. And so it creates bad vibes, it creates bad feelings. It's just a bad thing all around. So have a policy in place that you don't throw someone else under the bus in front of the clients. You always have each other's back. And it doesn't mean that you don't acknowledge that there was a fault made. I mean, if you ever make a mistake, acknowledge it and make it right. But it does mean that you're never gonna like throw someone out as the fall guy to have the clients be mad at them so that they still feel good about you. We don't do that. The second thing that will kill a positive attitude real fast is gossip. Whenever people come to me and they start gossiping, here is my really fast way to put an end to it. When they start saying, oh, so-and-so, blah, 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 and they start talking badly about them, I say, you know what? I really love them. They're great at X, Y, and Z. And then usually that will stop them in their tracks. I mean, that usually just like, what can you do? They're usually like, oh yeah, I really love them too. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's apparent by what you were just saying about them. But if on the off chance that they continued to gossip, my second level of defense that I rarely have to use, but once in a while, is I'll say, you know what? How can we support them better? How can we be better advocates and better support system and a better team for them? And when you take that approach to gossip, it makes a huge difference. Let's be honest, gossip is like this sick little feeling where you trade a moment of importance, but it always leaves you feeling really dirty later. And so you don't want to go there with other people. It's going to take so much of your time and energy. And honestly, to me, gossip always comes with judgment, and judgment is like a cancer for me. Once I start judging somebody, I feel like it spreads, and then all of a sudden I'm feeling very judgmental and I have to like check myself and reel it back in. And I just would rather not spend time and energy worrying about other people's lives and their stuff and their faults and weaknesses. I know that I personally want to be judged according to the best that I have to offer, not my worst. And so I try to judge other people similarly. So stop gossip in its tracks by saying, oh, I really love that person. You know, she's really great at X, Y, and Z. And usually they're like, yeah, they are pretty great. And that it just stops the conversation right in its tracks. Teach that to your team and root out gossip. If you see gossip happening, pull those people in and talk to them and let them know that this is not a part of our culture. It's not how we support each other. It's just not what we do, and it's not acceptable in any way. The third thing that kills positivity is kind of funny because people don't do it because they think it feeds negativity, but in reality, avoiding it feeds negativity. So the third thing is sweeping problems under the rug. Meaning that there's a problem and you just don't address it. You just kind of like shove it to the side and, soothe everyone, but you don't actually get to the root of it. This is really bad in relationships. It's really bad in business because problems left unaddressed fester and grow. And so what happens is you swept it under the rug so you didn't have to deal with it when it was small, but I guarantee you're going to deal with it when it's big. And by the time it circles back around, it's going to be harder, it's going to be uglier, it's going to be messier, it's going to have more emotions attached to it. So anytime there's conflict, go and address the conflict when it's small. It's easy to overcome conflict when it's small. It's hard to overcome conflict when it's big. And conflict left unaddressed grows. The fourth thing that will kill positivity in your office is honestly making people, including yourself, work past your limits. Everybody has a certain amount of capacity. And if you need your team to be working at 100%, don't ask them to work at 105%, because that 5% excess means that they're slowly depleting what they're capable of until pretty soon you're only getting 75% of their capacity because they're burnt out, they're tired, they're resentful, they're losing hope and they're losing belief in you as a leader. So monitor your people's capacity. I would honestly rather my people work at 95% of their capacity, and then when I need 105%, they've got it to give, than having them consistently maxed out all the time. So pay attention to everybody's workload. I was doing a training once, and one of the people there said, I hire when somebody is doing the work of 1.5 people, then I hire another one. I was like, oh, but how long will they do 1.5 people's worth of work? And he'll be like, I don't know, maybe years. And I thought, ooh, that's not good, because that person, you're not really getting 1.5 people's work from them. You're not getting their best. So don't be cheap on the hiring. Instead, if it's a budget crunch, look at more affordable ways to outsource, like maybe taking some of those tasks and hiring them out to an overseas virtual assistant to just make it so that that person's workload is more manageable so they can focus and do those high value things that they want to do. Because it's really hard to be positive when you're burnt out and exhausted. Let's be honest. The fifth way that you can kill positivity is also another one that people avoid because they're trying not to be negative, but it's ignoring failure and ignoring challenges. So I get this one because I am by nature a little bit of a pessimist, but I have trained myself to focus on positivity. And so when I see challenges, I immediately am like, no, we got to find the positive. We got to work through this. And so in my earlier years, as a business owner, when we would fail at something or when a challenge would come up, I would internalize it myself, and I would go through the process of, going through and figuring out what we need to do better and forgiving myself and getting through the emotion. And I didn't address it with my team because I didn't want to pass off any of my negativity towards them. But what happened was they were also feeling the negativity of the failure. They were feeling self-blame. They were feeling doubt. They were feeling frustrated. They were feeling overwhelmed. They were feeling all of those things. And because I didn't create a container where we could express it and move through it and come out stronger together, we were kind of carrying it with us. And people, when they go through failure after failure or disappointment after disappointment or setback after setback, and it's really not addressed, then they feel like that's just the train and they want to get off the train. Like, this is not fun to go through these failures and disappointments, versus if you just come together and you talk about it and you go through what did we learn and how are we going to do this differently, and you make it a positive, because you choose to go that direction, you're going to get a lot more benefits out of it. So there you have it, my friends. The reasons why you want a positive team culture and the things that you can do that will kill the positivity and suck. It's just like pours negativity into, and it creeps all over. It's gross. We don't want it. So if this has been helpful for you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Leave me a comment on maybe what's one challenge that you're having with positivity in your work. By the way, if you are a solo entrepreneur, all of these things apply to you personally as well. And if you have not done it yet, I'd love for you to come join our private Facebook community. It's called Acquire, and it's a great place to connect with other like-minded business owners and have some behind-the-scenes conversations. If you are new to the channel and you have not gotten it yet, I would love to give you a free copy of my sales book. It's called the I'm Not a Salesperson Sales Book, Sell Like a Natural Even If You're Not. And we'll put the link down below, but you can also go to salesaremything.com and get your free book today. Thanks so much for being here with us. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, join the community, get the book, and we are so excited to have you here so we can help your business grow. Thanks, everyone.